I used to be an advocate of God is going to heal me and I'm not going to take my drugs because I trust God to heal me, and that is not wrong. But so I haven't been well a couple of days for the past week now, and I wasn't the type that would also want to go to the hospital because I never liked the hospital. I'm not saying anybody likes the hospital, but I don't remember the last time I have been to the hospital. If I would want to remember, that would be somewhere around 2018 because I was in school then. Because the last time I remember being to the hospital was when I was a student and I used the student clinic because I was not well. But after that time, somewhere 2018, um, I don't remember being to the hospital again, and I also told myself that I was never going to step foot in the hospital. So the hospital was not an option for me. It wasn't something I was willing to do, regardless of how I feel. And also because I've not felt so ill over the past, I don't know, 6 years. Yet for me to go to the hospital until just this week or last week when I have to go to the hospital. And even with that one, I wouldn't have gone, but I had to go because I was asked to go. I was forced to go to the hospital because I did not want to go. Now, I went to the hospital, I was diagnosed, I was given drugs, medicine, all of that so that I can get well quickly. And to my amazement, I have been able to take all my drugs because the normal me wouldn't take drugs. I would throw them away. I will tell myself that I am strong. I will tell myself that God is going to heal me. I'll tell myself that my immune system will fight with everything that is wrong in my system. And I would not take drugs because I hated medicine. It wasn't something that I would do. But for me to be able to finish my drugs, I had to do this video because there's so much inspiration I have drawn from this whole experience. Having to go to the hospital, get my drugs, take them till it's done, and Holy Spirit told me that the earlier you take your drugs, the better, because if you don't take them, you're not going to get well quickly as expected. So I have to take the drugs, and also I realized that if I don't take them, it's going to take me longer to heal. And I realized how I want to do so much, but my health was not allowing me to do the things I wanted to do. So nobody forced me to take the drugs. I wanted to get well so quickly because there's so many things I wanted to do. And when you are not feeling well, the world is not going to wait for you till you get healed. It's not going to stop moving for you to get healed and then it continues. Nobody is going to wait for you. And so I needed to do so many things. And if I were to say that I was not going to take my drugs, then it means that I'm wasting my own time on earth because there's no time to waste. And every second that I don't take my drug and I delay my healing process, I'm going to give an account for it. So I had to take my drug. But then again, does that also negate the fact that maybe I do not believe that God is going to heal me anymore. I do not believe that I will be strong. The answer is no. It still doesn't change the fact that, you know, God is going to heal me, because ultimately God is the healer. He's the one that heals us. And whether or not we take our drugs, it still does not change that fact. And it still doesn't also mean that I should not take my drugs because I'm trusting God to heal me. You know, God had created us in his own image. And so he has also given us the wisdom, the understanding, and the ability to be able to find a cure to an ailment that we may have on earth. Because sometimes, not all the time where God is just going to instantly heal us. You know, he made us to be able to find solutions to the problems that we face on earth, and one of them is people coming together to put something that could reduce the pain that we go through whenever we fall sick. So it's still in order to take your drugs when you are not feeling well and still trust God to heal you completely. Because at the end of the day, if God does not heal you, you can take all the drugs in the world you had to take and still not get healed. So in as much as we do things, you know, to help solve problems we're facing on earth, the ultimate person who actually solves every problem is God. So it still does not mean that my faith had gone down and now I am relying on drugs to get healed. No. It rather means that I am maturing and I get to grow in faith in God the more. The fact that I step foot in the hospital does not also mean that my faith had dwindled and God has not, you know, answered my prayer of me not stepping foot in the hospital. Absolutely not. What it rather does is that it increases my faith to still keep trusting God that I'm not going to step foot in the hospital. If I will have to step foot, maybe it's because I want to give birth, or I am visiting someone at the hospital who should eventually get healed because I have been to the hospital to visit them. So this is just a little inspiration I have drawn from the period within which I wasn't well, and you know, I thought to share with you that sometimes you're trusting that God is going to do something for you, but it may not turn out the way it should be or the way you expected. But it also does not mean that God is still not in the picture. He's still there, and you still need to trust that whatever you're saying would come to pass. Unless God talks to you specifically that do not take a particular drug or medicine that is administered to you when you are not well, you should take them. It's good to trust God, but we also need you strong and healthy, you know, so you have to take your medication. I used to be an advocate of God is going to heal me and I'm not going to take my drugs because I trust God to heal me, and that is not wrong. But when there is the need for you to take your medication, please do take them. It still doesn't change the fact that you trust God. It shouldn't even change the fact that, because as for the enemy, if he gets, he will destroy your life. That's his only job, to still kill and destroy. So anything he can do to destroy your faith in God is still the joy that you have in Christ. He's going to do it, and when you get the chance, he would also destroy you. So you don't want to give him that opportunity at all. Because of something little, you're going to withdraw your faith in God. You don't want to do that. So this is just something little that I thought to share with you, and I hope that it blesses you as well as we keep our faith in God. Thank you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.